Hey guys, how's it going? Back to another video today. Today I'm going to take us through a full day of eating and just what I'm eating at the moment. Currently my calories are sitting around 2,200, and again with proteins, fats and carbs they're changing, but they're roughly around 180, 275 and about 49 as well. So I'll take us through and show you what I'm having mainly every day, but it does change and vary, but this is what I would try and stick to most of the time. So to start my day, I'm going to start with a Special K or Fiber One bar. It only has 90 calories, so I will add that into breakfast along with a few other things that I'll be having. On top of that as well, I like to train fast at the moment, so I'm only going to be starting to eat around 1 o'clock today. And I am following intermittent fasting at the moment around 16 to 8 in that variation. So yeah, I'm going to do that and break the fast now as such. And yeah, I've got the gym out of the way, which is really good as well, because then it means I've been able to train fasted and it's just what I prefer doing. Alright, so this is just some freshly squeezed lemon and I've just added some hot water to it. I just feel like it can wake me up more in the day, and yeah, so gonna have this now and then we'll get started with breakfast. Alright guys, so I'm just going to take you through my breakfast today. I've just taken a handful of spinach and thrown it onto a pan, a little bit of seasoning, and then I've just put a pan lid on top just to wilt the spinach, just so it tastes a wee bit nicer. Next then I've got 2 eggs, 2 turkey sausages and 500 mils of egg whites. I've just mixed that up in a mixing bowl as such, or even a jug will do. Then after this, all you're doing is just going to then scramble the egg and just mix it all around the pan to keep all the flavours in. Just by doing this, I find that it's easier to eat and it's maintainable then as well. And if you'd prefer to make a full omelette or your standard omelette, then be my guest, just try anything that you feel that will suit you or you'll taste and enjoy more. Then after this, I'm just throwing it onto a plate when it's all cooked on both sides through and through. Then after I've finished throwing that all into a pan, I'm going to grab a bagel that I've toasted for roughly about 3 minutes personally. I've added some Hartley's jam then. I'm just adding a thin layer around the bagel, just because I feel like if I was to use butter, there's too many calories in it. Whereas the jam has a nice wee bit of taste to it and it's not too fattening as well. So to finish off then as well, I'm just adding my red sauce on because I absolutely love it with my eggs. Alright, so this is breakfast then finished. I kind of ran out of spinach today, so I don't have as much as I would normally have. As well as that, I've have some jam on my bagels now. I've changed it up originally from having butter because I feel like butter is just empty calories as well. And on top of that, I've got some red sauce. So what I'll do is I'll add the macros onto the screen now. And yeah, I'm pretty much starving, so I'm going to get this into me. Okay, so some time has elapsed now. I've got showered and feel much better after the gym. So now it's time to make some lunch. It's roughly around 4 o'clock at the moment. So I'm a wee bit behind today on meals, but it's no big deal. I'm going to get my chicken and everything sorted now, as that's what I'm having for lunch today, which I'll show you. As well as that, if you want to take into account the way I was saying there about being off with my timings today, don't worry if you're the same, if you're intermittent fasting, because as long as you're keeping to around the same times, then there's no big deal. But on top of that as well, at the moment I'm just following intermittent fasting loosely, but keeping to the same time. So it does change from day to day, but I do like to try and keep to a similar schedule. Alright, so originally what I was doing with the chicken breasts when I got them, as you'll see me doing here, is just cutting off the fat off them, just so that there's less on it. On top of that as well then, I would have just then cooked them like a breast, but what I've started doing is now, again, which I haven't done in ages, is just butterflying them, because I feel like it's just a lot better in the sense that you can get a lot more flavour and it doesn't just taste as bland as it normally would. So By butterflying the chicken, I just feel as though that I can get a lot more flavour from it. So I'm just going to butterfly it just like this here, just so it's opened up. And then what I'll do is I'll season it. So I'll do the rest of the fillets now, and then I'll show you them seasoned. Alright, so I've sprayed some 1 calorie Frylight spray on the pan. I'm just going to add some of the chicken now, and then I will add some of the seasoning. I prefer to just do it on the pan because then it allows all the juices just to soak up some of the seasoning a bit more, and it just makes it taste much nicer. So I'll just leave them on the pan, and when they starting to get nice and hot and start sizzling a bit, I'll then add the seasoning. Alright, so as you can hear the chicken starting to sizzle, I'm just going to add some of this Vegeta seasoning. It's a different name in Tesco's, but I'm going to use this Vegeta seasoning. But yeah, so I'm going to add it on now as the chicken's starting to sizzle. So I'm just going to add it on lightly, not too much, just because I want to make sure that I can still taste chicken. I feel like if you use too much of the seasoning, then it just you find it a wee bit harder to then just stomach it, because it can be quite strong. Just while the chicken's cooking here as well, I just want to say I'll leave it on for about 2 to 3 minutes either side, just to let it cook right through, and then just depending on how brown I want the chicken, I'll leave it on for a bit longer. Then for me personally, I don't like it super brown, but I do like a bit of brown on it, so I'll leave it for about 2 to 3 minutes either side, and then I'll probably leave it for another 3 or 4 minutes maybe then as well, just to cook through on a lower temperature. Alright, so as now my chicken is cooked, all I'm going to do is just cut it up in slices, just so that I can add it into my wraps then. So I'm just going to slice this all up now, and then I'll show you what I do. Alright, so I'm going to grab myself 2 wraps, and I'm just going to add then just the fillings to them before I add the chicken. So that's going to be some lettuce and mayonnaise. Alright, so to start off, I'm just going to add a little bit of mayonnaise just over the wrap. Then I'm going to grab probably about 50% of the chicken that I have, since I'm having 2 wraps, and just start placing this down the middle, like so. Just like this here. Just a bit more. About that much will do. And then I'm just going to fill it up with lettuce. Probably about 50% again. And then I'm just going to wrap it up, and I'm going to then repeat the process. So yeah, just as simple as this then for my wraps to make for my lunch. Not very good at wrapping them up, I have to say. So yeah, if you have any tips, let me know. It'd be much appreciated. So there's one then, and then I'll do the second one here quickly. Okay, I think that's somewhat of a better attempt now to try to wrap the chicken up a bit better. So this is my lunch today. As well as that, I've got a single rice cake here. So yeah, it's not the most flattering, but it does fill me up, and it is something that I would have most days of the week. So there's 160 grams of chicken in here, with about a handful of lettuce in each of the wraps, and then along with the rice cake as well. Alright, home now, and busy day at work, so definitely need to get some more food now. So I'm going to get a quick snack while my dinner is being prepared then. Alright, so Rice Krispies then. I've got 50 grams with roughly around 300 mils of milk. This is just going to be a good way to get some calories in and carbs as well, just while I'm waiting on my dinner then. As obviously with being on a diet, I will be a bit more tired, and this is just a way to give me a boost in throughout the day. So I'm going to go demolish this now, and then I'll be back for my dinner. Alright, so I've just added some tomato puree onto the mincer, just to mix it and let it stick together better for when I'm making the burgers. Alright, so dinner tonight is some burgers and chips. I'm just using up the rest of the pre-made ones. I would normally make the potatoes or the chips myself from now on, but as it's getting pretty late tonight, I just thought I would use these for convenience. So yeah, I'm just going to use these tonight and get this, and then as you can see, the burgers I've just made from the mince that you would have seen me doing a couple of minutes ago. So yeah, just putting this all together and just something quick and easy then to eat, for allowing me to hit my macros for the day then. Okay guys, so that's going to be the end of today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I just want to say a few things just quickly before I wrap the video up. I just want to say that if you are getting enough protein in your day, it does mean that you shouldn't have to go towards protein shakes and things like that. Yes, they are good sometimes to have. They're quick and they're easy to get into your diet. For me personally, I like to try and stay away from them as much as possible. So if I do need a protein shake, I'll get it in. I do try to have as much protein through the likes of chicken, fish, and mince on a daily basis. It'll just differ from each day, as well as that, depending if I'm going to be in or not, will decide whether or not I'm going to be able to eat a good amount of protein. And as you saw today, it was pretty late in finishing, so it probably would have been easier to have a protein shake, but it does change. But anyway, I just wanted to say that to let you take that on board just when you are deciding what to do yourselves. As well as that, I'll put my total macros up on the screen for the day, just about here. But yes, I just wanted to show you what I'm having at the moment, and next time I have a change in my diet, I will be sure to show you that again. But until next time, guys, just want to say thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please be sure to share and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.